Good morning. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Yes, I'm alive. It's been a couple of days since the last time I videoed when I was really not feeling well, and have come to terms with it. So we'll get back to vlogging now. Yay! Today I want to kind of touch upon deals we make. And I pretty well think if you're an older diabetic, I'd say 10 and up, is you kind of make deals with yourself. And I can remember being, I guess I was sick, but I was drinking water and peeing just so often that it was getting ridiculous, and I could hardly wait till the class bell rang so I could drink, and I was late for class. So I made, if I go to the washroom now, so if I take a drink, go to the washroom, I'll be able to wait. You end up not being able to wait. And at this point, no one knew I had diabetes. So it wasn't that teachers were not letting me go because they knew I had diabetes, but they were just being difficult. No one knew. So you have to think, you start trying to rationalize this whole process of if I was drinking. It was always in my mind at first, it was always something I ate. And my mom always did. We didn't always have the same meals. She sometimes did special meals like, I think she called it Sharon's Surprise or whatever. But it wasn't like every single day. And I did salt my foods back then. Back then I really did salt. I didn't really use pepper. So I could figure out why I was drinking. And of course, instead of saying to my parents, gee, I don't know why I'm drinking so much, or I don't know why I have to keep going to the bathroom, I just kept going on. But I always kind of rationalized and kept thinking, oh well, if I do this and this, then body, all you have to do is get me through the class. And I think it may have worked once, but after that, it didn't work. So, if you notice your son or your daughter is going to the bathroom quite a bit, maybe get them tested sooner than later. I can remember, this is kind of off topic, but I can remember being woken up by my mother, and I guess I'd been up peeing all night, and she woke up and said, we're going to the doctor. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was kind of out of it. And once that diagnosis came through and I got on insulin, I thought, this is miraculous. I'm no longer thirsty. I no longer have to pee quite a bit. And it's important to remember that when I was diagnosed, I didn't have to get an IV. I don't remember getting an IV. I just remember them starting me on insulin right away. So, now, when you're dealing with a low blood sugar, oh my God. You've got to remember that when you're dealing with a low blood sugar, your brain isn't working right. And you may think, oh yes, my brain was fine. But you're not thinking correctly. And you need to realize, as soon as you realize you're going low, treat your low. Nothing else is going to matter. I don't care if you're the next person in line for a ride at Disney World. Treat your low. You need to treat and not allow your blood sugars to go low. I can remember saying, okay, I just have to get to lunch and then I can eat. Or I have to do this and then I can do that. It doesn't work. Working deals doesn't work, guys. If you find you're feeling not right and anything that could be construed as a low or a high blood sugar, do a blood test. Find out whether you're high or you're low. Don't just assume. Because when you assume, you're going to end up in worse shape than you are now. And I guess you always want to keep up with everyone else. And you don't want to show that you're weak. And especially at work. I can remember the place I worked at the time was a convenience store, so in the morning everyone came for their coffee, their teas, whatever. And I felt myself going low, and I could feel back then sweat starting. And people would start to say, oh, are you alright? Are you alright? And when my manager came, I said, I have to go get something to eat now. And after he kind of pulled me aside and we had one of his infamous talks that I should have planned better. Well, no matter how much planning, you could always end up with a low. Oh, that looks better, doesn't it? But don't start forcing yourself off a low. I could have easily gone and grabbed a bottle of Coke. But it's a form of making deals. You're kind of saying, well, if I can just get this done, and then I'll be able to sit down. Or do, and then one day, you know what? You're going to run into more problems. I was at the same different year, but I was working at a gas bar pumping gas, and people were coming in, and I was just trying to do everything. And I just kept, I could feel it, I could feel my mouth going. This was when I could feel stuff like this. And pushing things back, and the next thing you know, I was lying on the floor in the store. You know, it's, your health is not something to play with. So if you start feeling any symptoms, you may be really a low blood sugar, Well, treat the low blood sugar. If you're high, take 2 minutes and give yourself some insulin. I don't see why we have to live up to some big fantasy, I just want to be normal, when you can't always necessarily be normal. I don't know what that is. So, take care. Treat yourself well. Don't make deals. Deal with the situation. Have a great day. We'll talk later. Bye now.